Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a very special Cause Monarchy cast. I'm Pernigo, and while the throne room stage is all the rage, we've got, well, let's just say an interesting match here for you today. I happened to see that a couple of homies with questionable APMs decided to pop in here and play a game against some AI, 2 versus AI. And the replay works, and they played it on ranked. And you know what my policy is: if you play on ranked, I may decide to cast the game. So I have no idea what we're going to be in for here, and I've never seen these two players in the Discord server or anything. If they are there, they go by different names, they don't ping for games, etc. These are unknown quantities to me, but I really am looking forward to checking them out. And I'm expecting this one's going to be a little bit of a podcast, as I used to call them, when the games would go long and there would be like a lot of stalemates and stuff. But I can use this as an opportunity to update you guys about Cause Monarchy and actually podcast in the middle of some 2 versus AI games. So I can't promise that this will happen anytime soon again, because it really depends on replay availability. But if you end up playing games against AI that are entertaining in whatever way, I do occasionally cast those. There was a really entertaining 4 versus 4 AI game that was cast a while ago where I think it was like 3 Crow, Green Eggs and Spam, Hamster, and I can't remember the other guy. It wasn't Moonhunter, but shout out Moonhunter one time. They were hanging out and against the AI, and they were having a good time, and they ended up almost dying and then coming back. It was glorious. But that's actually the last versus AI game I remember casting. That was probably like 2 years ago. So it doesn't happen too often, but maybe the call for this kind of thing will be there, and y'all will see what I'm up to. We do have a Stockade into a Sieve build from Angel here in the top left. Appear to be a dark green Terran. In the bottom left of Bloodstone Battleground, our 2v2 map by the Shambler, we have I'm going to say this is actually Pumpkin, but it was Vivid Orange. I knew it wasn't regular orange anyway. And that is CT010, which, funnily enough, reminds me a lot about Shopkeeper Dog. Shopkeeper Dog's username on YouTube is CT something or other. And that's what that makes me think of. It also makes me kind of think of our timestamp guy. Our timestamp guy, DMA-C7T. DMA-C7T. There's even like capitals in there and stuff. My brain holds on to that kind of thing. And so, Terran and Zerg versus, you guessed it, Terran and Zerg. So we have an exciting little AI matchup here. Classic Hydrath expansion into Circuith build. We love that one. This is not, by the way, when I say AI, I mean game AI, okay, guys? I mean computer scripting, not fucking, LLM stuff. It's really hard to beat the allegations, though, because ChatGPT came out after GPTP is the dominant, acronym there, the dominant plugin architecture for Starcraft mods. And so, yeah, we let's just say I have to keep saying and we use for our code we modify GPTP, and then people tune out that last P. You really don't want to be missing the P, because then you might need to use the bathroom. We got Crouching Tiger, Hidden U is our Zerg, going for some kind of assault-based play by the judge of the fact that it's a den build. They are going to go ahead and take multiple expansions here, and they appear to be the Maroon Zerg. And their ally is going for a quarry already. What? We have a couple Cyprians, a couple Cyclops. So the fast scrapyard here on 2 Folk, and the expansion is nowhere to be found. So we'll see how soon they end up going for Talos or whatever. But they are the Tyrian Purple Terran. And we have some contact already. Thankfully, Angel has some Mavericks. They're going to go ahead and stem and take care of business there, only losing a few of them. Cliff advantage helping out. I like that the Hydras walked right past the expansion, but that's okay. Listen, AI doesn't map hack. Wink. Cyprian and a couple Cyclops in the anchor, they will use the neutral garrisonable anchors in places like this. You can get a couple of Mavericks in the anchor in the back there, so that'll be a fun little outpost for our humans to deal with. Yet another expansion for our Hydra Zerg, though, so that's gonna be pretty difficult, I feel like, for anybody to deal with. Ah, yes, this is exactly where Shambler intended them to take the base. I bet he doesn't have a town center marker down here. That's probably going to be a big problem for the AI long term. The Terran AI is probably not going to be the heaviest hitter here. We'll find out together. A very fast tier 2, so this is why the Sieve was there. You know, these kinds of build orders could actually work in competitive 2v2 if you can get to a defensive posture. CT going for a Shroud and a Den. No pool in sight, no need. As Lake is burrowed at the entrance to the natural, taking a base on the high ground using that Nidus, and already has taken the low ground here. So, honestly, not too bad. But now we got, you know, chickens coming home to roost. Cyclops are here to absolutely annihilate the bio if you're not careful. Aziracore is going to be locked in combat against those for a while, but Blackjack's helped tear up the fight. Some Lake is coming in to flank in from CT. Very, very good use of that. And exactly what the doctor ordered to make sure that we didn't sustain too much damage here from the perspective of our Terran player. Now the Lakers can even come down and see what they can do to attack in over here. I like that the Goliath is walking away, too. That's really funny that he just goes ahead and he's like, all right, I'm going to head back. I need to go through this Nidus right now, okay, guys? Thanks for understanding. Trying to get at the geyser and they can't because the minerals are blocked. Oh, Shambler. You do the darndest things. Alright, well, by the way, I think the AI would probably be a lot better at expanding here if this was, like, not accessible by land, which is also funny. It's like a perfect storm of bad for AI. But that's okay. It's a 2v2 map. It's not an AI map. Wink. Tier 2 now for our Zerg player, our Zerg AI, I should say. 10 Sender and 4 captaincies. Wow, Angel's serious about defending. And, yeah, we got, you know, CT got that hatch up there on the high ground using the Nidus. Where did the Goliath even go? He popped out through the Nidus and then nothing else, it looks like. Well, Iris is done. Let's see what Crouching Tiger Hidden Hue wants to go for. Hydra into Mutath. What? That's crazy. I wonder what that Zerg is going to do. I love the Clerics and the Lake is just hanging out together down here. Angel's completely forgotten about the expansion. He's like, oh yeah, I'll make a treasury down here with my 24 workers at 7 minutes, but I have tier 2, so it's okay. All right, Madcaps are a-coming. Yeah, the 10 Madcap 10 Sender is a really legit option there. You got to be scared of that, no matter what race you are, no matter where they're at. Shopkeeper Dog showed that in some games as well. I think it was TVTs. Those are the games that got to tier 2 and 1v1. CT going for tier 2 themselves. We got the Nidus coming in for Crouching Tiger, Hidden You, link up the bases. Zerg AI does do that. And now they're going to see if they can just charge on through with the Matadors. No detection, no need, but a bunch of turtle ups set up here. More Lake is reinforcing the position. Cleric draws the fire. Does not enough to save the K-Grid, though. Alright, looks like that will be that. Tier 2 for our Terran AI. So everybody's going up to tier 2 in this game. Very nice. The Hydras will also be fodder. Mincemeat. Chopped up finely. Here's an Ovaleth. That's cool. Our Wraith has arrived. No way. This is going to break everything. Nobody's going to know how to deal with this. Nothing shoots up. Not the Clerics. Not the Lakers. Oh, a second Wraith. Oh, man, that's bad. Mutas! Oh, God. Start hitting the panic stations, boys. The air units have arrived. What do we got here? Madcaps? Is Angel going to help out? You got 10 Senders. You can lift them up. Apostle in the 10 Sender is pretty scary, too. Just a reclamation box. Oh, dear. This looks dire. We do have a bunch of Hydras pouncing up here as well. If they were actually capable of splitting, maybe that would actually work out okay, but as you can see, the Ovaleth is like, I'll help you. No, I'll help you. No, I'll help you. And then we'll see what happens next. But the Almacs are here. That'll help. Here comes the 10 Sender. Oh, it gets forced to lift off because of the Burrowed Lake is. No, he's being BTFO'd by his ally. He can't land it. It's a pancake. It's a hopscotch. It's a pogo stick. Yeah, there you go. He's figured it out. Man, all those Lakers are just trying to buy time. Spray Hydras. More Madcaps jumping in. Okay, it looks like the danger zone is passed. But if you didn't know, you can't land on burrowed units. You're forced to unburrow and lift off at that point. So, just a decollision attempt there. Well, the Lakers are continuing to make things happen. I'm at a little bit of a loss for words, which is not good because this is supposed to be a podcast game, you know. So, but it's actually been fairly heated. You know, there's been been things to talk about. A Siren in the Tensender, now that's cool. Here's an Autocrat. Give me those units. No, they died. Oh dear, a Kagralisk has arrived. Well, these guys make plague happen, so you really gotta watch out for them. Well, it died. That's alright. So, what do we have for tech development behind this? Just a lot of folk. A whole lot of Kafralosks. That's pretty spooky, actually. You gotta respect that. Because that's really scary if they start making a lot of evolved units. But the Zerg has 5,000 minerals, so they're definitely not making the right units. They might be waiting for enough gas to go Obstal. The gimped out Terran, you know, considering how badly the expansion has gone, he's actually expanded to bottom right. That's going to help the returns at the very least. But feels like he definitely needs more income to afford everything that he wants to afford. He's going for a starport. That's his only tier 2 acquisition so far, it looks like. But yeah, air units could continue to be the bane of the opposition here. No easy way. With the Tensenders being absolutely turbo-turtled, it does feel really like a huge challenge. Oh, I actually really like the Autocrat Apostle. Specifically Autocrats in the Tensender. You're basically making like unit farms. You're just farming the Siren too is a pretty legit option there. You got Scorchriths being finished at the same time. Yeah, I can see what's going to happen here. Oh, the flank attempt was there, but... Then there was a Wraith. I didn't catch to see if there was any harassment inside the main bases or whatever. We'd have a pretty low worker count overall. Quarry is finished on the treasury. We can make some Talos if we want. I like that even though it's the Zerg AI with all the money, the Terran AI is building all the stuff. Rotary add-on coming out, so we might get Sundogs. That wouldn't be too bad, actually. If you get to like a Sundog situation, you can obviously stay cloaked for a good amount of time and range down things from a distance. But yeah, we got a lot of Spraits coming behind this, so unlikely to really make a difference. Yeah, do the Nidus dance. Yeah, I don't know why I do that. Nobody seems to know. How? Wait. Okay, no, I thought maybe for a second it finished and spawned them down there. So we basically have like a perpetual killing field going on right now. Some Almacs are flying up to the outer side there. Maybe they can go in for a flank. Yeah, it's pretty brutal. I don't know how you're going to get around this kind of thing. So I guess we can probably start our podcast now. We're 13 minutes in. We've just been surveying the field. I don't think much is going to happen from this point onward, but we'll keep tabs on any developments passively. How's Cos Monarchy been? Well, we are obviously in the midst of our 4th Premier Tournament, 1v1 tournament, and this video is going live either the day of our next round of Throne Room Stage playoffs here, where we're going to be seeing... Oh my god. Oh dear. Somebody kill these. We're either going to see the ability for a whole bunch of upsets, or we're going to see the expected players move on. But either way, the elimination round 3 and the upper final will be decided. Our top 4 will be locked in as a result of some of the changes that have been had. And that's pretty exciting. So I'm looking forward to checking that out. I'm looking forward to seeing what we're all meant to see. A whole bunch of cool 1v1 matches. But obviously, if you haven't guessed by the fact that I'm looking at a 2v2 and we've got AI stuff also on screen, we would like to improve the casual experience of the game as well. The not super try-hard sweaty 1v1 Korean Gosu gameplay. And in between our lovely time doing a bunch of gaming with the 1v1 guys, it would be really awesome, because Acropolis 5 is coming later on this year. It would be really awesome to get to a cool point of development where we get to see the just the potential, really, for more casual games, more cool team games, more cool aspects of play that we don't normally get to see. That's part of what this video is, actually, is checking out what we don't normally get to see. And when it comes to things like that, I do also feel like there's a strong argument to be made that, you know, Cosmonarchy's at its best at enduring team games. We've been fixing a lot of engine issues that have been leading us to desyncs lately, and we're hopefully just gonna keep on pushing forward with that. There's some more desyncs to fix still, but it has gone down. You can actually successfully have a time with, you can definitely still have a time doing some gaming in 2v2s, in 3v3s, in free-for-alls. But sometimes it's still desyncs, and obviously we want to fix that. So that's a big focus of us, you know, especially when we're out of the throne room stage. I'll be really heavily, forcing the issue there, I guess you could say, focusing a lot of effort there. And, I mean, it's kind of a joy that we get to have stuff like this happen. This is a really deranged game, but, you know, the fact that we can be going 16 minutes into a 2v2 versus AI, and the players are having a fine time, and they're not desyncing, and somehow Evigrelos keeps sneaking into this base. Where are they even going? How are they getting there? Do they just walk into the Nidus here? I'm really curious how that keeps happening. It would be really epic if it was a drop, but I don't see any Avaleths. Oh, maybe it was. This guy's moving around. It looks like most of their units got freed from the Nidus prison, so that's cool. But yeah, like stuff like fixing up the AI so they don't do stuff like that, of course. Part of it is map configuration, part of it is just the underlying AI code. Like Nidus stuff has always been a little bit tricksy. Just seeing how we can approach the game in a way that keeps making it fun for all kinds of players, you know? The 1v1 stuff, it can more or less take care of itself. In the sense of it's a possibility for it to basically be like, okay, here's how we can do this in a cool way. Here's how we can do it in a way that gives the 1v1 guys a lot of time, a lot of excitement. You can have them play the weeklies or the bi-weekly tournaments, the weekend wages, right? And you can run these big, heavy competitions, these throne room stage, you know, the Acropolis stuff. There's a couple of other ideas that I have as well that I feel like are going to be good options. And another big focus or focal point of the, oh dear, another big focal point of the design, shall we say, of the future competitions that we intend to make, is going to be a lot of focus around things like, you know, maybe we do start 2v2 tournaments, maybe we do start FFA tournaments. You know, I've got a couple of ideas about stuff like that. The idea, for example, of having, if we could somehow get to a point where we have like a lot of active players who would be interested in something like this, free-for-all, you know, you could have 9 players join up for a free-for-all. You could have 3 FFAs run, each with 3 players each, and then the winners sort themselves into another free-for-all. And obviously, if you get a scale up beyond that, you would have 27 players playing in, you know, 9 free-for-alls. The winners of those graduate into the 3 free-for-all stage, and then the winners of those graduate into the grand final. And I think that's pretty legit. If we do it something like that, that could be really cool. Obviously, we have Talos is repairing a Tensender in the year 2026. This is what noobing looks like. Okay, guys, this is what pure noobing looks like. It looks like this with the AI. I guess they're just trying to glitch units into this Nidus. That must be how those Evigs got here. No, it isn't, but that would be really funny if they were just like, eventually I just decide I'm going to use the other Nidus. It's all interconnected. It's all underground, all connected. It's all fine and dandy. Oh, the Izzy. He was pulled into the wrong spot. He's pulled into the wall. You can't do that to him. That's rude. More Tensenders. The field expands. Top left being taken. This is a correct way to take this bait. It's supposed to be up here, but that's okay. He's not really taking the reclaimed units and keeping them in a pool somewhere. Angel's really just focusing on it. I'm saying he, I don't know. They are really just focusing on pulling the units in and letting them be fodder for the front line. They can't put in the effort. They don't feel like putting in the effort right now. I did see tier 3 start, and indeed we have the oh yeah, Kethraj Keep, baby. I saw that structure and I said, oh yeah, let's do it. Let's get the Kethraj Keep in here. The Tensenders continue to push forward, but I think we're going to get Cathrostalors pretty soon. I mean, it's kind of cinematic. It's kind of cool. There's always more Zerg, but you know, there's always more Tensenders. Can you even beat it? The answer is no. There's still a lot of units trying to Pathfind out here, and when they unclog things, it's going to be masterful. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. I think the way that you have to kind of work around that right now, because there's not really a way to procedurally scan for ramps. Like, ramp is not a tile type in the same way in a lot of cases. So you'd probably just have to, as a map maker, put unbuildable tiles around the ramp so that this kind of thing can't happen logistically, which is a little unfortunate, but maybe it's best practice anyway. Oh, will we see a Tensender get pounced upon and destroyed before it can really mass up an answer? I think the answer is probably no. There are not enough Zerg units to pounce on it immediately, but hey, it got brought down to half health. That's pretty good. Palaces are here to repair it, but... Dude, the Tensender creep. Yeah, he's actually... Oh, okay. Yeah, alright, I'll take it. Tensenders are floating over. It's the walk. He's walking forward. Oh, he landed on that Droleth and crushed it. Unbelievable. If only that Droleth burrowed, then they both would have been... ejected. So I got the Chopra Chazal, the Kethrash Keep, the Almakus Answer. Those were made with Gosvaleths, which is pretty neat. And the Gosvaleths themselves made from Kaphralusks. So where do we get the, oh, it's Alcagelisks. Oh man, I was hoping for Cathrostalors, dude. He's making 11 Alcages. Alcagelis. There's a couple of Tensenders up here as well. With a stockade, of all things. I can't explain the stockade. One thing that we were doing a little bit of focus on earlier in this year was some focus on not just campaign content, but also doing a lot of work on things like, for example, Faction Wars stuff. And I feel like Faction Wars is kind of the future of like casual gaming. You know, the cool factor, the epic fun factor of having a lot of epic options available to you. I think that kind of thing is really legit if you can make it happen. Unfortunately, this Zerg cannot make it happen up the ramp. The Tensenders were relocating to a much more potent position at the worst possible time for this Zerg army, because if they had been able to get up the ramp, they would have been able to easily overwhelm them, but instead they got owned. Under the hood, this is still the original Starcraft 1 AI code, with a couple of systems on top of it, like the ability to micro units around a little bit and kite them, but they don't have any real spatial awareness. And that would be pretty computationally expensive, while also, like, not really... It would probably be fighting the default code anyway. It's not something we can just turn off. We don't have source access, of course. A lot of units just chilling, waiting to be liberated. Hey, the nanite assembly is done, though. Tier 3, available for our Terran player. Feels like he probably can't get out of his base to expand, and that's one of the reasons why he's just sitting here barely producing anything now, but a diadem has been sighted. Oh dear, the Tensender can't deal with that, surely. Especially since I think the Talus has just got shellacked trying to repair it. Or maybe they're somewhere else. Maybe they flew over here, actually. There's two of them up there. Yeah, the diadem will ward off further aggression, but the Alcagelisks are being made. 14 Hydras, 15 Hydras and counting for Crutch and Tiger Hidden U, but... Ziggurazants are being made. We don't really get to see those too often. Another Zerg attack coming in from the bottom this time. I kind of appreciate how scenic and cinematic it is to have like Zerg stuff everywhere, but I think maybe CT might want to consider actually putting workers over there. It's my phalanx now. Also, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but there is some background audio from my place. And it basically sounds like somebody is rolling around on the floor of the upstairs, just constantly, like they're using their body as a bread wheel, a bread pin, bread pan, bread roller. Yeah, that. They're flattening out some bread, dude. Terran units sighted, and they're not owned by Angel either, so they're actually gonna fight back a little bit. Air Fleet trying to do something with these Tensenders. It's not working. Ah, God. Ah, gee willikers, Batman. Jiminy Crickets. The bread rolling is intensifying as the Tensenders continue to shoot down range. But the Alcagelisks are on the move. This might be a wrap-up here. Yeah, I just realized we've been 25 minutes into this game. The only thing that could conceivably stop this, I feel like, would be stuff out of the nanite assemblies, but they're not actually making anything right now. I think he's lacking Vespene. Probably wants to make more nanites, like in his code or whatever, and he's just blocking more and more of his path. Even the Zerg player can't get out. And the diadems can't shoot up, rather, so... There'd have to be, like, ground enemy units in the area underneath the Alcagelisks in order for that to be a thing. They are mostly from Oxel, it looks like, or maybe all from Oxel, so if they die, they won't be regressing into anything. But this is a dead base in the bottom right. You can see the Zerg player trying to respond with some assistance, but that is going to open up room for Angel to keep creeping forward at Tensenders. Which is a really funny thing to say. Data is nearing completion, which means that all 3 players... No, actually, Crouching Tiger, Hidden You never got gassed to go to Tier 3, so it's not true. But by the way, if you guys are wondering, the AI doesn't yet have the tech to cap ridges. But they should still be capping the geysers once they hit Tier 2, so that's probably some code that I need to go and take a look at. Because that was unchanged mechanistically. So while we watch these Alcagelisks clean everything up and reach to our final conclusion, we can tell you guys all a little bit more about the plans following the rest of our Acropolis 4 throne room stage, which, you know, we only have one more week of, right? This is the penultimate weekend here for it, and the 26th will be the final day of competition, final day of play. So keep that in mind as you're expecting plans. I've been doing dev streams where occasionally I am working on the Blood Summon tech tree as part of the tech map. You can't go and access that in an easy way as a random user. You actually have to be an elevated privileged dev, so currently not available to just anybody. But it'll be cool, and you guys can check it out on the streams. And I do release screenshots and stuff like that for donors, so if you want to donate regularly to our cause at coffee.com/causemonarchy, you can get access to that. A little sneak peek of the Blood Summon. But also, there's plenty of action to be had with Faction Wars and other game modes. There's plenty of action to be had, team games, FFAs. I got a couple of tournament ideas lined up. And I also have a lot of focus to put in on campaign content pretty soon. So I look forward to being able to do that, being able to bring that to you guys. I love the focus down on the Watchdog. It's instinct. Listen. It's instinct to have the, like, oh, I have this air fleet. Oh, a single enemy unit is attacking me, and it's the unit that I remember from Starcraft 1. I better blow it up. But there's actually some splash damage coming out here with the Heracles. They even focused on the Sprite there. I almost sneezed again. Here's a Centaur for splash damage. It got 2 shots off. The Atlas is in danger for sure. What is Angel doing behind this, by the way? I don't want to give all the... No, I guess this is all Angel's doing. Never mind. I was going to say, like, oh, Magnetar, Centaur. Okay, we got some stuff. We got some stuff coming. Well, he's down from 16 to 10. We're almost halfway there on clearing out the Alcagelisks, but I don't quite think we're going to be able to be liberated anytime soon. If you could blow these 2 captaincies up, he would actually free the AI a little bit more. Down to 8 Alcages. Unbelievable. Will CT actually be routed? If only the vultures would stop decolliding with all the other units. Oh dear. Turn the diadem up. Turn it up at the sky. Unbelievable. Oh, there's more. Man, CT, I thought you were cool. You even made a Kethraj keep. But you don't got anything other than Alcagelisks. Didn't you know this was going to be cast as a podcast? Why'd you gotta go make 22 more Alcagelisks? Meanwhile, Hippogriff coming. You don't get to see that unit very often. The first round of Alcagelisks has been dealt with. But this is like one of those tower defense games where the second wave has already started spawning in as you're cleaning up the stragglers. And you've already lost like all but one of your lives. And then you see the next wave is harder than before. And you haven't even upgraded yourself yet. In fact, you feel somehow weaker than before because all of your towers have somehow moved out of position. Maybe we should have more tower defense maps in Cosmonarchy. Oh yeah, we've been running map craps pretty frequently as well, and that has given us some pretty cool games to, campaign maps, campaign style missions and whatnot. If you guys have any interest in other map crap themes, definitely let me know. I will be posting about those publicly on our YouTube channel here, and maybe that will encourage people to check them out a little bit more. Definitely something to keep in mind. It's a pretty exciting set of ideas, you know what I mean? The idea that we can have those map contests pretty frequently. July was an off one because I was so focused on Throne Room Stage, but same for June, actually. It was the Acropolis in general was the focus, but we can get back into map crap starting in August, and for sure continuing to power through there. So I hope you guys are excited, and I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I feel like we're coming to a close here pretty soon. We might have to speed through the last little bit of it if the homies are going to go around eliminating every structure, which is your condition for victory. But maybe that's just an opportunity for more focused podcasting. You never know, dude. I'll be appearing on a podcast in 30 minutes, actually. I don't know how soon it'll be posted, but I will probably have a link to it already ready by the time you're watching this video. So check out our YouTube posts. Check out the Discord or Fluxor servers, depending on your preference. I would definitely advocate for Fluxor, but not everybody likes to use new tech, and that's fair enough. But you guys are Cosmonarchs. You guys play Cosmonarchy. Also, he finally... Oh, no, he remade his Irolaris. I was going to say, he finally got it to Tier 3, and then he died. But it wasn't Tier 3, actually. I feel like this is how the games are always meant to end when it comes to noob games in, like, FFAs or team games, or even 1v1s. It's an air fleet. Also, the Centaurs will deal some friendly splash here to both the Terran air fleet and the Zerg, the Archangelists. If only there was one Sasirvaleth with this army, then you would have the Terrans having lifesteal. Pretty epic, if you ask me. It's pretty glorious, it's pretty cool. We don't get to see these kinds of units too often. The Hippogriff arrives. Get him. Use the Hippogriff. Shoot. No, he's not going to shoot. Not right now. Atlas getting remade, not really the most important task. Yeah, the Hippogriff has pretty cool attack, in my opinion. Also has rockets for air. We got to do that more often, right, guys? Units that have a different air attack than a ground attack. I feel like it's missing. Wow, that Iroleth really just straight up flew over the worker so that he would die and kill the worker with the splash damage. That's messed up, man. That's rude. More Alka-Jellies arriving. Looks like a Centaur is... Well, actually, I was going to say a Centaur, and then I saw it was more than one. 2 Centaurs have arrived. The Cagulus would like to be let into the facility, please. Please let me in. Never mind. And it looks like the space in the bottom right might be the only one that's left standing after this. We got a couple of lobotomy mines. Ah, Dilettante and 7-Step. Dilettante ASMR, dude. Oh, there's a Silver Tongue there as well. And it looks like the space has been cleared out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap on this particular match. This is the last production structure, so far as I can tell. So we'll call that one a GG 34 minutes in. And it looks like they have been able to best the bots. Thanks for hanging out with us for this podcast, this botcast. If you guys have more CPU games you want me to cast, let me know. Whether they are podcasts or not. If they're podcasts, I'll just have to fit them in at a good time. And if you want to donate to the project, I mentioned the coffee link in the bottom right, but there's also streamlabs.com/pronago for prize pool stuff if you want to see more of that 1v1. Right now, I think the best way to think about it is that I'm going to keep working on Cosmonarchy. I'm going to keep making it pretty epic, and I am going to be, making good on the promises to run the map craps and run the tournaments and add the 5th race and add campaign content. But if you want to help prioritize anything, or if there's something that's not even on the list that you want to advocate for, Obviously, you can share the project around, you can join our servers and be a part of our community and advocate for that stuff. You can also advocate with your wallet if your wallet is big enough to do that. So keep that in mind, because I am always interested in genuinely what people have to say about what they want, what they're looking for. But obviously, I can prioritize stuff a bit easier if it's bountied or whatever. So we'll see you guys later on. GG.